Welcome back. So today we're diving straight into a really fascinating business structure, the pure play licensing model. I want you to imagine a business where instead of owning massive factories, you own hit songs. Your inventory never rusts, it doesn't break down, and it definitely never sits unsold on some dusty warehouse shelf. We're looking at a completely different way to think about assets and value in today's modern economy. So, what exactly do we mean by pure play? Well, at its absolute core, this model is about total, ruthless focus. In the music IP and content royalty industry, a pure play company operates almost like a giant vault of stories. It just keeps earning money every single time someone interacts with one of those stories, whether that's streaming a song, playing it in a coffee shop, or licensing it from a massive brand campaign. There is absolutely zero distraction from unrelated operations. The entire business is built around one single thing: acquiring and renting out intellectual property. And by deliberately stripping away all those other operations, a business creates an incredibly clean investment thesis. Instead of trying to manage this messy, complicated web of different ventures, a pure-play music IP company basically treats its catalog like a massive digital real estate portfolio. Every single song is a piece of property. But here's the kicker: it can be rented out to millions of tenants all at the exact same time. This singular focus creates a streamlined structure that's just so much easier to understand, manage, and ultimately put a valuation on. To really grasp the power of this, let's contrast it with a traditional, diversified conglomerate. Think about a big media company. They're juggling film production, they're handling merchandise logistics, they're probably trying to figure out where to store a million unsold t-shirts, right? But the pure play business, it focuses solely on owning and licensing digital recorded songs. That means no factory, no complex procurement networks, and literally zero physical inventory to manage. It is a massive reduction in operational friction. To see exactly how powerful this is in the real world, let's look at a masterclass in strategic simplification. It's one thing to talk about the pure play concept in theory, but when you look at a live execution, like what Tips Music did, it shows us exactly why companies will go completely out of their way to achieve this specific structure. Making this transition takes some really bold, deliberate steps. In this case, Tips looked closely at its mixed operations and made the huge decision to just completely divest its film production. They spun the whole thing off into a totally separate entity, Tips Films Private Limited. By actively shedding those unrelated tasks, they were able to emerge as a streamlined, pure-play music IP business. And by doing that, they could focus 100% of their energy on their core asset. We are talking about a massive catalog of over 34,000 songs spanning Hindi film, Punjabi, and regional Indian music. Think about that scale for a second. Without the daily headache of making movies, all of their resources go directly into monetizing those 34,000 plus properties across every digital platform you can possibly imagine. Financially speaking, this structural shift is a complete game changer. You end up creating an incredibly asset-light business. You have zero physical inventory to maintain. You don't pay warehouse fees to store an MP3, right? Because of this ultra-clean setup, the market often rewards these pure-play businesses with significantly higher valuation multiples. Why? Because the core assets, the songs themselves, simply don't depreciate the way a physical piece of machinery does. Which brings us right to the fundamental difference in the underlying economics. Let's say you have a machine in a factory. It wears out over time, it requires heavy replacement capital. But a good song? It can be licensed indefinitely. It never gets used up just because a million people hit play on a Tuesday. In the world of royalty economics, your assets persist forever across these expanding digital platforms. And the absolute best part? They do it at a near zero incremental cost. And this number brilliantly illustrates the financial impact of that, because there is so little extra cost involved in each additional stream. This pure play model achieves extraordinarily high EBITDA margins. We're talking often sitting in the 73 to 79% range. So out of every single dollar earned, a massive chunk is left over as pure profit, simply because the marginal cost of delivering that digital song one more time is practically zero. It really shifts your entire perspective on what a strong business looks like today. When a hit song from decades ago is still generating continuous recurring royalties with absolutely zero manufacturing costs attached, it leaves us asking a really vital question. In an economy that is increasingly driven by digital content, is owning the intellectual rights the absolute most powerful and resilient asset of the future? Thanks for joining me for today's explainer. I hope this completely changes how you look at the business of music.